Good evening everyone and welcome to the delightful county of Derbyshire for West Ham under-21's latest Friday night lights game in Premier League 2. Well, we have moved into a crucial stage of the season and the Hammers have a lot to play for. Victory tonight for West Ham could take them up to 6th if other results go their way and would make it 3 Premier League 2 maximums in a row. With a week and a half to go until the National League Cup final, keeping momentum is a must, or as the Hammers look to end the season with silverware. For Derby, it's all about picking up points in a bid to avoid ending the campaign as the league's basement club. So can the Rams ram-raid their way to victory, or will the Hammers forever be blowing bubbles inside the league's top 6? There's only one way to find out. Yes, it's Derby County v West Ham live here on the West Ham United YouTube channel. My name's Ian Waterhouse. I'm going to be guiding you through the action tonight. What a pleasure it is, as always. So let's take a quick look at tonight's lineups before the players make their way onto the pitch. Starting with the home side, Derby County. Your goalkeeper is number 1, Harry Evans. Number 2 is Sean Corrie. 3 is Keelan Robinson. 4 is Raymond Offa. 5 is Luke Banks. He's your captain tonight. So 6 is Luca Crolla. 7 is Israel Green. 8 is Casey Gill. 9 is Justin Oguntola. 10 is Marley Mintus. And 11 is Cameron Wilson. Your substitutes for Derby County tonight. 13 is Jack Thompson. 12 is Asher Taylor. 14 is Niall McAndrew. 15 is Danto Hodges. And 16 is Ewan Griffiths. Your West Ham team, they line up a little bit like this tonight. Your goalkeeper is number 1, Tom Worcester. 2 is Jethro Medine. 3 is Lewis Brown. 4 is Tyron Akpata. 5 is Ryan Batcham. 6 is Aradas Golombekis. 7 is Preston Fearon. 8 is Lewis Orford. 9 is Josh Landers. 10 is Joshua Giala. And 11 is Regan Clayton. Your substitutes for West Ham tonight. 12 is Dan Cummings. 13 is Finley Hooper. 14 is Riley Hargan. 15 is Gabriel Caliste. And 16 is Dan Rigg. Well, it's all to play for tonight, and you join us. My first ever visit here at the Proctor Cars Stadium. It's the home of Matlock Town Football Club, nicknamed the Gladiators. Could that be a sign of things to come tonight? And in fact, Matlock Town going very, very well indeed. They're currently 3rd in the Northern Premier League East Division, if you're interested. And former pro, the former Leeds and Middlesbrough midfielder Adam Clayton is the manager. So there you go, here we are. Players going to come out of the tunnel very, very soon. Well, how do things look in the table? As we said, for Derby County, it doesn't make for very nice reading. They're currently 29th and last in Premier League 2 this season. They've played 15, just had the 1 win. That was a 4-1 win away at Blackburn, 5 draws and 9 defeats, just scored 17 goals, conceded 37, just 8 points to the name, although they're just 1 behind Burnley. For West Ham United, it's a different picture entirely. Back-to-back league wins over Leeds and Crystal Palace lifts the Hammers up to 8th place. Played 16, won 7 of those 16. 6 draws and just the 3 defeats against Manchester City, Nottingham Forest and Fulham. Scored 35, conceded 24, sit on 27 points. And as we said, if results go their way, they could move up to 6th place tonight. There's a lot of games taking place this evening. There is a result from an earlier kickoff in Premier League 2 today as well. It finished Blackburn Rovers 1, Crystal Palace 2. But other games tonight, and games that we need to keep an eye on as well. One of them is Aston Villa against Manchester City. Manchester City just above West Ham. So Hammers fans will be hoping for a Villa victory there. Other games, Birmingham taking on Manchester United. Brighton host Fulham. We've got Ipswich hosting West Bromwich Albion. Norwich hosting Arsenal. And Nottingham Southampton, that's one to keep an eye on as well. And Nottingham Forest, if they beat Southampton and the Hammers win, West Ham will go above Southampton tonight. And the final game also kicking off at 7 o'clock. Tottenham against Middlesbrough. All these games kicking off at 7 o'clock. I'll keep you up to speed with all of them as they happen. Well, it's great to have you along tonight as ever. Thank you to all of you for tuning in here on the West Ham United YouTube channel. Please, if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We've got an awful lot of action coming up for you as well across the teams for West Ham. The men, as we know, are in action. The men's senior side at home against Brentford in the FA Cup on Monday the 9th of March. That's a 7:30 kickoff. That's this Monday. The women not in action again until Wednesday the 18th of March, 7:15 kickoff in the WSL at home against Manchester United. The under-21's next in action next Friday. It's Friday the 13th, spooky, at home against Reading. You'll be able to watch that live on the West Ham YouTube channel. And the under-18's not in action until Saturday the 14th of March, 11 o'clock, as they travel to Hotspur Park to take on Fulham in the under-18 Premier South. As you can see, the players are making their way on to the pitch here. We are moments away from getting underway. It is Derby County against West Ham United under 21s in Premier League 2. We are about to get things started under the lights. What's better on a Friday night? Well, as I say, my name's Ian Waterhouse. If you ever listened to any of my commentary here on the West Ham YouTube channel, you know that we're in for a bit of an entertaining night tonight as well. I've got a number of quiz questions coming up for you, and we will be running through Loan Watch just to see how a number of the West Ham Academy players have been getting on out and about, up and down the country and all over the world as well. So I'll keep you up to speed with all of that. West Ham, as we mentioned, that National League Cup final to look forward to for the under-21s as well, as they take on Boreham Wood on Tuesday the 17th of March up at Meadow Park. That's going to be a cracker. I'll be there for that one as well. But things have been going very well indeed for West Ham this season. They've played 31 games in all competitions and scored in 28 of them. Only failed to score against Nottingham Forest, Fulham and Athletic Bilbao this season. Played games, of course, in the Premier League International Cup, the National League Cup, and of course Premier League 2. It's been a busy campaign. If you're new as well to Premier League 2 and watching it for the very first time, well, it's great to have you along. Everybody's welcome tonight. We've got Derby fans tuning in. You're more than welcome as well. Premier League 2 format is very simple. It works like this. There are 29 teams in total, made up of just one division, but you don't play everybody twice. You play 20 games in total. How that's worked out is there's 6 seeding pots of 5 teams and 1 bye team. You play each team in your seeding pot, and then a number of others from the other pots to make up your 20 games. At the end of the season, the top 16 make it through to the elimination playoffs, where first takes on 16th, second plays 15th, so forth, all the way through to the final. And if you also finish in the top 16, you qualify for the Premier League International Cup, which is essentially I suppose it's a bit like the European Cup of Academy football. A new format for the 25-26 season. If you finish between 17th and 24th, you go into cross-category playoff competitions with the top 8 from the Pro Development League, which is the top 8 from the Category 2 academies. So it's certainly something Derby County will be hoping for, although they can only go at one place there. If they do manage to beat West Ham and Burnley lose, they will leapfrog Burnley into 28th place. So we are about to get ourselves underway here. Again, thank you for joining us. So much coming up here on the West Ham United YouTube channel. A lot of you tuning in as well. It's a shame I was on commentary the other day as the under-18s sadly lost to Manchester United in the semi-final of the under-18 Premier League Cup, although it did require extra time. But of course, last time out, West Ham United beating Leeds by 3-1. Josh Ajala, Batram and Fearon all on the score sheet that day, and all 3 players on the pitch tonight as well. Congratulations, we must say, to Josh Ajala. Some really positive news coming out of the academy. Josh Ajala has just signed a new contract with West Ham, taking him up to 2028. I'll tell you, it's not hard to see why as well. Ajala's been well amongst the goals. 11 goals in all competitions this season for Josh Ajala. The ball goes straight back to Harry Evans in goal for Derby County. Derby managed by Danny May. He's the senior professional development coach with the Rams. 43-year-old. Was a midfielder in his playing days. Played for the likes of Port Vale, Southend and Taunton Town. With quite a lengthy non-league career as well. And West Ham putting the ball forward. Picked up and hooked back into play by Derby County all the way through to Tom Worcester. Back between the sticks tonight. Finlay Hooper started the last 2 games in goal for West Ham under-21s. He's also been the number 1 between the sticks for the under-18s this season. But Worcester back in goal tonight. The former Barnsley and Manchester United academy man has been capped by England at under-18s as well. He's now a 20-year-old. He's had a bit of senior experience as well with the likes of Macclesfield and Ramsbottom. He might well have played against Matlock Town, with the ground we're at tonight. Dylan Beckis going well and pushing the ball forward into the path of Lewis Orford. 2 league goals to Lewis Orford's name this season, 6 in all competitions for him. The ball's pushed over to the far side. It's going to be picked up comfortably by Harry Evans. Well, Derby County, they are winless in Premier League 2 since November. Their only victory coming against Blackburn Rovers. 4-1 victory that day, although they have picked up 4 league draws in 2026. 3 draws and 2 defeats in their last 5 in the league for the Rams. But they do have the joint worst defensive record in the division. 37 conceded, the same as Burnley, who sit just above them. Early stages, of course, up and down the country, but no other goals as of yet to report across Premier League 2. Just 2.5 minutes in here. Here is Ryan Battram now. Ryan Battram with 2 league goals to his name. In fact, he scored in that 3-1 win over Leeds United, Battram. There is Golan Bekis. Great to see Golan Bekis back in the team. 18-year-old. Bright future ahead of him for Aradis Golan Bekis. Started every game for the under-18s when they won the Premier League Cup last season, beating Reading 2-1 in that final. He also went on the pre-season tour to Austria and the United States of America with the senior side. Golan Bekis back in the summer. Lewis Brown doing well to hold on to the ball. Here is Battram now, trying to push it forward into the path of Medine. Strong tackle by Derby though. Played straight into the legs there of Fearon, out for a Derby County throw. Halfway inside their own half, 3.5 minutes in, 0-0 here. The home of Matlock Town. And there has been a goal. And it's one that we don't really want because Manchester City have taken the lead away at Aston Villa. In order for West Ham to win the night in 6th, they have to win and hope Manchester City lose. But they have taken an early lead away against the Villains. Manchester City, actual defending Premier League 2 champions. Another throw for Derby, this time just edging slightly into the West Ham half here. Down it comes over on the right side. It's the number 2 of Sean Corrie heading up, and here's an opportunity. Here's the number 3, here's Robinson trying to get a shot away. It's blocked by Akpata. They do pose a threat, Derby County. Quite remarkably, though, they haven't scored a home Premier League 2 goal this season. This is their 7th home game in Premier League 2 this season. The previous 6, they failed to get on the score sheet. However, that doesn't mean that they can't score at home. They did put 8 past Bristol City in the Premier League Cup back in October. So when they're on it, the Rams, they are on it. Evans. Now the ball's launched forward. It's going to run out of play. Throw to West Ham United, and Brown is over there to take it, just inside the West Ham half. 20-year-old Lewis Brown, son of Kenny Brown, former West Ham player and current academy coach. Made 9 appearances for the under-21s last season as well. Recently suffered a red card. 5.5 minutes in here though, it's 0-0. And Manchester City, well, they've hit the gas pedal. They've doubled their lead at Aston Villa. Aston Villa 0, Manchester City 2. The only goals so far in Premier League 2. Result from earlier, reminder, it finished Blackburn 1, Crystal Palace 2. Here, the ball's over on the right side with Josh Landers. 5 league goals to his name. Hasn't been on the score sheet for quite some time though. How keen will he be to score tonight? Possession's turned back to Derby County, again deep inside their own half. Relatively slow start to the game for both sides, just trying to work each other out. Long way to go. Here is Preston Fearon. If something magical can happen, it's likely to come from him. It's Israel Green knocking it forward into the path of Justin Oguntola for Derby County. He scored in the 1-1 draw away at Manchester United. Justin Oguntola, certainly a dangerous player to watch out for. The 19-year-old joined at under-16s after leaving Tottenham. Scored 13 He netted 6 assists in 2022. Scored for the under-21s against Arsenal last season as well, so experienced. That was Green. Now the ball's going to run all the way back through to Worcester. Hooks it high. There's nobody there to pick it up though for West Ham, and it's just going to be a turnover of possession once again. Both sides just trying to work each other out in the early stages. We are 7.5 minutes in. I've got 4 quiz questions to get through tonight with you all, so why don't we get started with one as Evans has the ball for Derby County. The goalkeeper hoofs it long and forward, but it only goes as far as Ryan Batcham, puts it back into play. Now it runs out and it's going to be a throw. So let's get our first quiz question in, shall we? And I always like these ones. Now, during my research for this game, I was very surprised to learn that Derby are one of only 4 teams that end with county. And then county, playing in England's top 4 divisions. So the Premier League, Championship, League 1 and League 2. Who are the other 3? So who are the other 3 sides in England's top 4 divisions that end with county? Obviously Derby are 1 and there are 3 others, 4 in total. So who are they? It's just for fun. Have a little bit of a think. Shout them out at home or at work, wherever you are. If you're on a plane watching this, shout it out. Why not? And I'll give you the answer in a little bit. As the ball goes back to Worcester now in goal. There's been another goal. Brighton have taken the lead against Fulham. It's Brighton 1, Fulham 0. Chelsea currently top of the table on 34 points. Ipswich also on 34 points. Chelsea have the better goal difference. Derby looking quite bright here. Here's Wilson pushing the ball forward over onto the right hand side. An attack for Derby. The ball comes across. Did it take a touch? Did it go out for a corner? Is it going to be a goal kick? Let's have another look at this. Nice little layoff there by Cameron Wilson, the number 11, over onto the right hand side, and I don't think it took a touch, did it? No, it is a goal kick for West Ham. Cameron Wilson, the Scotsman, is a forward, 19-year-old, joined last summer from Aberdeen. Actually won the Scottish Under-18s title with Aberdeen in 2023-24. Has had a loan spell in senior football at Highland League club Keith FC. Maybe we should do another quiz question about football clubs with people's names in them. Throw for Derby just inside the West Ham United half. Almost 10 minutes in here. As ever, thank you to all of you for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. It's been another goal as well in Premier League 2. Manchester United have taken the lead away at Birmingham. Birmingham 0, Manchester United 1. Goals as they go in here across Premier League 2 on the West Ham United YouTube channel. We are 10 minutes in here, 0-0. Either keeper yet to be tested, but Derby have a free kick now in a fairly dangerous position. A little bit too far out to really have a go. Expect the ball to be placed almost on the penalty spot here. Conceded 12 have Derby in their last 5 league games, scoring just 4. So West Ham will have chances in this game. West Ham go in search of what would just be a 3rd away league win of the season. Leeds and Sunderland earlier in the campaign. It comes in and it's just been put over the bar. A real dangerous moment there for West Ham. Worcester was worried as it came in. Well, it was an absolutely lovely delivery. I think it's the number 3 of Robinson who got highest of all. It was Robinson who got high, and I think Worcester might have got a touch on it. It's a corner though for Derby County, and heart in mouth moment. It's a very well worked corner, but it might have been better off leaving it for Casey Gill, who was probably in a slightly better position to hook a right foot shot onto it. But instead it's been put out of play, and West Ham can breathe once again. And 11.5 minutes in, and the first opportunity if the game goes the way of the Rams. But it remains 0-0 here. It's still Manchester City 2 up away at Aston Villa in Premier League 2. A result from earlier finished Blackburn 1, Crystal Palace 2. that quiz question we've got going for you as well. There are only 4 clubs in England's top 4 tiers that end with county. Derby are obviously one of them. Who are the other 3? Shout them out, it's purely for fun. The ball goes almost into the dugouts, back onto the pitch, but it's out for a throw for West Ham United here. It's the home of Matlock Town, flying high. Matlock in the Northern Premier League East Division. Currently find themselves 3rd in the table. Into the centre circle. Puts back on there. Fearon was the intended target, but again, Derby have started this game very brightly. The side currently bottom of Premier League 2 don't look like a side sitting 29th and last right now. Just 1 league win to the name all season. Have had 5 draws against Aston Villa, Burnley, Manchester United, picked one up against Nottingham Forest. Last game though for Derby was a 4-2 away defeat against West Bromwich Albion. West Ham enjoying a good run of form at the minute, unbeaten in the last 5 in all competitions. That 3-1 win over Leeds last time, that 3-0 win over Crystal Palace before that, the 3-1 win away at Tamworth in the National League Cup semi-final. Before that was a 1-1 draw against Leicester, and then before that a 1-0 win over Anderlecht in the Premier League International Cup. 2 clean sheets in that period in the last 5 as well. It's only conceded 3 goals in the last 5 in all competitions. It's been very, very good run of form for the Hammers of late, under the stewardship of Greg Lincoln, the former England under 16 and 17 coach. And now West Ham trying to get the ball. Here's Fearon into the box under pressure from the white shirts of Derby County. They managed to clear the lines initially, but West Ham pick it up on the halfway line with Battram. Knocks the ball long again, but there's a white shirt waiting for it. This could be a bit of a foot race over here, and look at Nadine charging back. Might be a little bit of a tug there on Cameron Wilson, but we carry on. Referee happy to play the advantage. Here's Luca Crolla, goes back to the captain Banks. Luke Banks actually started the game on the bench. Is it going to be able to be kept in? There's going to be a goal kick here. Well, Luke Banks, captain tonight for Derby, was on the bench in the 4-2 loss against West Bromwich Albion last time. A 19-year-old, been with Derby since under 9s. He was actually handed the last season's Scholar of the Season award as well. Well, Manchester United are flying high. They have, Manchester City. Well, Manchester United are going well as well. They leading Birmingham by a goal to 0. Manchester City have added a 3rd against Aston Villa. Aston Villa 0, Manchester City 3. Just in the 15th minute there. And the Villains not enjoying a good night on the home soil right now against Manchester City, who are just above West Ham in the table at the start of the day. Colin Beckis goes back to Worcester in goals. Kept 3 clean sheets, Tom Worcester, this season for the under-21s. This is his 9th start. As I said, Finley Hooper been between the sticks for the last 2 games, the 3-1 win over Leeds and the 3-0 victory over Crystal Palace. West Brom have taken the lead as well. It's Ipswich 0, West Brom 1. A number of games, of course, taking place across the rest of Premier League 2 tonight. I'll keep you up to speed with all of those scores as they come in. We've got some more quiz questions coming up for you throughout the course of the night, and a Lone Watch as well. There's Tyrone Akpata up there, the number 4 for West Ham. I still have vivid memories and very happy dreams about his equalising goal against Norwich City a little bit earlier this season. It was an absolute thunderbolt of a shot. 19-year-old Tyrone Akpata joined West Ham at under-15s. 21 appearances as the under-18s won the Premier South and the FA Youth Cup in 2023. What a season that was. There's Lewis Orford now. It's pushed over to the left side. This is Regan Clayton. Still Clayton. Gets a ball into the box. It could be dangerous. It's headed away by Robinson, only as far as Orford. Here's Brown. Back to Clayton on this left side. The block comes in, but Clayton is to it quickly, isn't he? He's like an absolute lightning bolt trying to get it in, and he wins inside the corner. Well, West Ham really yet to test Harvey Evans in the Derby goal. Could this be the moment? Relentless play there from Regan Clayton. Yet to get on the score sheet in the league this season, Regan Clayton. Been a West Ham boy since just 10 years of age. Spent 2 games on the bench in the Europa Conference League. Has a bit of senior experience as the ball comes into the box. It's not quite cleared yet now. It's eventually headed away. And Derby can clear their lines. A nice 50-50 proper tackle there. Goes out of play, and it's going to be given Derby's way. As I was saying about Regan Clayton, he has senior experience. A loan spell at Dagenham Redbridge and Braintree. And we currently have a West Ham Academy player on loan at Braintree right now, Mason Terry, the goalkeeper. More on him a little bit later. And the ball's over on the right side for Derby County. But I've got to say, I've been impressed with Derby so far in the opening 18.5 minutes here. Big chance. It was just put over the bar. But they've had a couple of chances in the game. One was a little bit wasteful. They might have been better off letting the ball run through to Casey Gill. I wasn't quite sure who the player was who snatched it just outside the edge of the D. He put it high and over. Here's Oguntola now, dispossessed. At Patter. Here's Medine. And brother Jetta, of course, a regular in the under-18s for West Ham. Ball put long and high forward by Medine. Landers the intended target. Theon did well to bring it down. Orford's going to switch play over to the far side from our commentary position. It's been picked up by Josh Ajala, who's dispossessed. Hasn't had too many touches of the ball as of yet, Ajala, but we know how dangerous he is. Scored in the 3-1 win against Leeds. Scored a brace in that 3-1 win over Tamworth. In fact, he scored in the 93rd and 97th minute to ensure West Ham made the National League Cup final. Like I said, where they'll take on Boreham Wood on Tuesday the 17th of March up at Boreham Wood Meadow Park. I'll be there for that one. West Ham fans, if any of you are going, it would be great to see you there. Here is Medine now. Back it goes to Ryan Batcham, who's just got stronger and stronger. The more I see these players and the more I get to commentate on them, you see them grow in stature as the season's gone on, and Batcham for me has really stepped up a gear over the last few weeks. Well, Birmingham have equalised against Manchester United. Birmingham 1, Manchester United 1. It's still Brighton 1, Fulham 0. It's Ipswich 0, West Brom 1. And Aston Villa 0, Manchester City 3. All the other games in Premier League 2 currently goalless, including here at Matlock Town's grounds, the Proctor Cars Stadium. And remember that quiz question, everybody, as well. Like I say, it's just purely for fun. There are 4 teams in England's top 4 tiers. The ball comes into the box now, and it's Landers, and he gets it into the back of the net. Well, he's waited for that one, Josh Landers. It's his 6th league goal of the season. It's been a long time coming for him. But when it mattered, he has made it count. Well, here is Robinson on the ball. It was snatched away by Lewis Orford, straight into the path of Josh Landers, dead centre of the net. And Landers is on the score sheet once again for West Ham United. A 6th league goal of the season for Josh Landers, and it's Derby County 0, West Ham United 1. Well, relentless work from West Ham, made by the never give up attitude of Lewis Orford. And Josh Landers, that instinct that we know he's got, we've always seen it. And Landers on the score sheet, Orford with the assist. And the Hammers take the lead here. Derby might feel a little bit frustrated with themselves here, because they have played well in the opening 21.5 minutes here, but they find themselves behind. straight over the top. Can Derby fight straight back again? It was a very nice ball into the path of Israel Green. And West Ham do well to get numbers back. What's the referee going to do here? Blow up, and rightly so, for the late tackle there on Lewis Orford. Did his best to stay on his feet. But I think that was Luca Crolla just showing a yellow card there by the referee for the challenge. And Gonan Bekis is going to take this free kick. Well, could that be the moment for West Ham to unlock this game? It's now 38 goals conceded for Derby County this season, and it does now give them the worst defensive record in the division. If it stays like this, Derby will stay rooted to the bottom of Premier League 2. Robinson hooks the ball up. Long way to go in the game, though, of course. We are halfway through the first half now. It goes so quick, doesn't it? Akpata trying to feed the ball forward, but it's been cut out by a number of players. Regan Clayton picking it up again. He's so full of energy, tries to get the ball into the box, but the Derby player in the right place, right time. You just sense West Ham want this, don't they? They really do. Victory tonight. I don't want to jinx anything too soon, but if West Ham do win, it will be a 4th straight win in all competitions, a 3rd straight win in the league. The last time they failed to win a game was that 5-0 defeat against Fulham, but we'll gloss over that. We'll gloss over that quickly. 4 wins in the last 5 in all competitions. 1-1 draw against Leicester. The only time they haven't earned a maximum for a while. Andre Dyke, though, on the score sheet there, the under-18s maestro for West Ham United. Remember that name. I'm sure a lot of you have been catching a lot of the action for the under-18s this season as well. And there has been a goal, and again, it's one that we don't actually want, because Southampton have taken the lead against Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest 0, Southampton 1. So both the two teams above West Ham, who the Hammers could potentially have overtaken today in the league, are currently leading right now. So if it stays like this across Premier League 2, West Ham will stay in 8th place. Started today in 8th. This is the 17th league game of the campaign. You play a maximum, you play a total of 20. And so far, West Ham have won 7. This will be an 8th league win of the season. West Ham finished 4th in Premier League 2 last season with 12 wins. Derby County finished 23rd, but there were only 26 teams in it last season. They had 5 wins to their names from their 20 games. So far this season for Derby, just the 1 victory. That was a 4-1 away win against Blackburn Rovers. Only Nottingham Forest have scored fewer goals as well than Derby this season. Derby have scored just 17. Nottingham Forest, quite remarkably, have only scored 15 goals this season. But as I said, Derby yet to score a goal at home in Premier League 2 in the 2025-26 season. They did put 8 past Bristol City, though, in the Premier League Cup. Dean trying to win the ball back. It's pushed forward by Derby. Every time the white shirt gets the ball, they just get swamped immediately. That was Marley Mintus trying his utmost for Derby to get the ball released to retain possession. And look at Fearon. He's straight onto the Derby defender there. Ball has judged to have just run out of play. Couldn't quite keep it in. That's the number 6 there, Luca Crolla. He's Orford now, though, for West Ham. The assist trail tonight. Here's Brown. Well, West Ham certainly growing into it now, really restricting Derby to possession just in their own half, really. Dean does well to draw in the foul. And it's a free kick in a dangerous position over on the right-hand side here. Fearon goes straight over. Preston Fearon, the 18-year-old midfielder, of course, joined from Chelsea Academy at under 15 levels, being something of a revelation really for West Ham. Was named the Hammers Academy of Football Outstanding Scholar for last season, and he's going to take this now. Fearon, 6 league goals to his name as well. Scored in the win against Tamworth. Scored in the 3-0 win over Crystal Palace in the league. And now Fearon to take the free kick on the right side. One-man wall for Derby. I'm not even sure what the point of that really is, but the ball comes into the box anyway, and Harry Evans does well to command his box and claim the ball. Harry Evans has been a regular for Derby between the sticks for the under-21s this season. He's a 21-year-old himself. He's been with the Rams since the age of 6. Made 10 appearances for the under-21s last season. Actually had a bit of a loan spell with the Northern Irish top-flight side Coleraine this season. Ever since he's come back, he has been the man for Derby. Brighton have doubled their lead against Fulham. It's now Brighton 2, Fulham 0. These are all scores across Premier League 2 for you. We're going to have a little pause in play, it looks like here. Let me just run them through for you. An earlier result today finished Blackburn 1, Crystal Palace 2. These are all in Premier League 2. It's currently Aston Villa 0, Manchester City 3. It's Birmingham 1, Manchester United 1, Brighton 2, Fulham 0. It's Ipswich 0, West Bromwich Albion 1, Norwich 0, Arsenal 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Southampton 1, and Tottenham 0, Middlesbrough 0. Free kick for West Ham. About to get ourselves back underway here. 28.5 minutes in. Derby County 0, West Ham United 1. If you're just tuning in and joining us, where have you been? But it's great to have you along. Josh Landers with the goal, with the assist from Lewis Orford. Medine chasing after the ball over on the right hand side. Can he keep it in? Yes, he can. Can he get the ball into the box? He's got Battram for a little bit of support. The ball falls to the feet of Battram now. It's Fearon trying to just jiggle his way past the number 3 of Robinson. Wins the throw. We wait for the throw to come in for West Ham. I think it's Golan Beckis with it. Yes, it is. It's a long throw into the box. A dangerous ball. Not quite cleared yet. A bit of a scramble. Put down into the path. The shot comes in. It's ricocheted into a cluster of bodies. Derby managed to clear it. Gill gets it back to his keeper, Evans, who launches it high with his left foot. And look at this, Regan Clayton, the furthest player back. Calmness on the ball, personified from Regan Clayton to head it back to Tom Worcester. Well, if you're an Aston Villa fan, look away right now, because Manchester City have gone into absolute overdrive in Premier League 2 tonight. It's Aston Villa 0, Manchester City 4, and they're half an hour in there. I'm not sure where the game's played. It's probably up at Bodymore Heath, isn't it? But Aston Villa are having a miserable time of it in the opening 30 minutes on home soil. They're 4 down to Manchester City. Medine trying to charge forward under pressure from Wilson. Orford stood over it again. Is he going to leave it for Fearon? I think Orford wants to take this. Golan Beckis is trotting forward. Battram now heads towards the D as well. And it is going to be Lewis Orford to take this free kick, just right of centre. Half an hour on the clock here. Derby 0, West Ham United 1. Landers with the goal. In it comes. It's a lovely delivery. It can't find anybody's head. And it was Israel Green, the number 7, who just gratefully watched it go out of play. And it's a goal kick. Well, I think I should give you the first quiz question answer for you. I've got quite a few to get through. Teams that have county in their name, or they end with county. There are only 4 in total in England's top 4 tiers of Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2. Who are they? Of course, Derby County are one of them. The other 3 are Newport County, Notts County, and Stockport County. If you got those, which I'm sure you did, well done. Give yourself a little pat on the back. It doesn't actually, you don't win anything. It's just purely for fun. And there's, well, because we can. Why not? Right, we've got, I'm just trying to see who it's down for West Ham in the Derby County box right now, as the players are going to just get a few instructions from the men in charge down there. Let's do a little bit of loan watch, shall we, whilst the West Ham player just gets treated. We do have a number of West Ham players currently out on loan at various clubs, and I always like to have a little follow and see how they're getting on. Mason Terry, he's on loan right now for Braintree in the National League. He played the full 90 minutes between the sticks in the 1-0 away loss at Gateshead on Wednesday. That's Braintree in Essex, all the way up to Gateshead, which is literally, I think, just south of Newcastle. Credit as well to the 19 Braintree fans who made that trek on a Wednesday night. But yes, Mason Terry between the sticks for that in the 1-0 loss away at Gateshead. George Earthy, as we know, he's on loan at Bristol City. He has just picked up an ankle injury, so it is keeping him out of the Bristol City side at the minute. Christian Heggie, he's been playing a lot of games for MTK Budapest. Their last game was a 2-2 draw against Debrecen in the Hungarian top flight. Their next game, they're at home on Sunday against Diosgori. I hope I've said that right, in the Hungarian league. Junior Robinson, he's on loan at Boreham Wood at the minute. I was actually at the game between Boreham Wood and York City on Tuesday night. What a game that was, 3-2. There is Gollum Beckis now, just making his way back again. So he's okay. Junior Robinson unfortunately didn't get on the pitch at all, so no minutes for Junior Robinson for Boreham Wood against York in that 3-2 home win for Boreham Wood. Michael Forbes, he's currently on loan at Northampton. They were in action on Wednesday night against Luton in the EFL Trophy semi-final. Forbes came on in the 69th minute of that game. Callum Marshall, he plays for VFL Bochum. They haven't had a game. Last game was last Friday where they played Fortuna Dusseldorf. Callum Marshall, I think he played about 59 minutes of that game. They're in action this Saturday, if anybody's interested, by the way, in the German second division. Callum Marshall will probably likely play a part in that game for VFL Bochum against Kaiserslautern this Saturday, 8:30 kickoff. There you go, that is Loan Watch. So how a number of the West Ham players are currently getting out on loan. We're back underway here. The ball is with Luke Banks for Derby County. Pace of play just slowed, and please say Gollum Beckis back on his feet again. And we are 34 minutes in here. Josh Landers, the difference between the two sides at the minute, but here is Robinson now picking up the ball, pushing it through right to the shot. Oh, the shot comes in. That's a wonderful goal. Israel Green from the edge of the D just saw a little bit of space and thought he's going to have a go, and he beats Tom Worcester in goal. And Derby County have levelled things up here, 1-1, and it's Derby's first home goal of the 2025-26 Premier League 2 season, and it's a thing of beauty from the number 7, Israel Green. Well, that came from pretty much nothing. Scored by Israel Green. He will be delighted at the 17-year-old. He's been at Derby since under 14s. In fact, he made his under 18s debut and it was just a 15-year-old. What a way to mark yourself in the under 21s. Derby 1, West Ham United 1. And it's really come from a spell when West Ham was certainly on top. Well, how do West Ham respond to this? Josh Landers is going to get his back underway. 35.5 minutes, so still a long way to go in this game. As we said, Derby's record at home, in fact in the league, hasn't been great this season. Surely West Ham would have come into this one after back-to-back league wins full of confidence. I'm sure this game, with all respect to the opponents, probably would have been marked down with the expectation of the away win for West Ham tonight. As it is, it's 1-1, still in the first half though. A lot of football to be played here tonight. At the Proctor Carr Stadium, the home of Matlock Town, currently playing in the Northern Premier League East Division. And Derby coming again, the ball's into the box. It's a great delivery into the back of the net. And it's 2 goals in 2 minutes for Derby County. And just like that, Derby take the lead, and West Ham are a little bit shell-shocked here. The ball pushed over onto the right side. It was a lovely delivery put into... I'm just trying to see who it is. It's the number 9. It's Oguntola. Who else is it going to be, really, for Derby County? Climbing highest the ball. He He's on the score sheet in the 1-1 draw against Manchester United for the Rams. And he's given Derby County the lead here in something that might end up proving to be something of a shock. And with the live table for Premier League 2 right now, Derby County are off the bottom. 2 goals in 2 minutes. West Ham a little bit shell-shocked here. As I was saying though, still a long way to go. But Derby lead by 2 goals to 1. Well, it's a 19th league goal of the season for Derby, and it doubles their entire tally of goals scored here at home this season. They've managed to go almost 6.5 games without scoring at home in Premier League 2 this season, and then they've scored 2 in 2 minutes. Well, now we're going to see what West Ham are made of. How are they going to respond here? There's still plenty of time. Still the first half. 38 minutes played here in Matlock. A throw for West Ham. Josh Landers, of course. If you're just tuning in, hello, great to have you along. Where on earth have you been? It was West Ham who took the lead, courtesy of Josh Landers. And suddenly, it was a wondrous strike from Israel Green from just outside the D. And then Justin Oguntola a minute and a half later to give Derby County the lead. Well, it's going to be a hard night's work for West Ham, no matter what from here. Derby County have just one win to their name all season. What it would mean for them to get a second win of the campaign. Last game out was a 4-2 defeat against West Brom. They have improved significantly though. Before that it was 3 straight draws for Derby in Premier League 2. A 1-1 draw against Burnley, a 1-1 draw against Manchester United, a 0-0 draw with Nottingham Forest. Before that though, they were thumped 6-0 by Crystal Palace. Things have tightened up a little bit in the defensive department for Derby County over the course of the last 3 or 4 games. Ball goes back to Evans. Harry Evans. Here's Fearon. He tried to lay it off for Orford, but Jala plays it back to Fearon, and it's cut away comfortably by Corrie. Sean Corrie wearing the number 2 tonight for Derby. He's an 18-year-old Northern Ireland Youth International, joined Derby at under 17s. Fulham have pulled one back against Brighton as well. We've got 5 minutes to go to the break here. Manchester City still leading Aston Villa by 4 goals to 0. A twist and a shock here. From leading by a goal to 0 in the space of 2 minutes, Derby have hit the gas pedal and ram-raided West Ham to nick 2 goals. Patado to Medine over on the right side. West Ham looking to get level before the break here. Bit of a push there. Medine does very well to stay on his feet. Derby County doubling up the defensive duties on the number 2 for West Ham. Jethro Medine has been at West Ham since 2016 when he was a 9-year-old. Started every single game for the under-18s last season. Now his brother is a big part. Jethro Medine, a big part of the under-18s this season. A few arms went up in the box, but it's a throw. Regan Clayton heads over to take it. Regan Clayton and Josh Ajala. And Josh Ajala just signed that new contract, keeping him with West Ham till at least 2028. But Ajala and Regan Clayton have both been nominated for the Premier League 2 Player of the Month for February award. As soon as we find out who wins it, we will let you know, of course. It won't be during this game. Here's Robinson now for Derby County. He's had an eventful night so far, the 21-year-old Keelan Robinson. Naturally left-footed player. Orford picking up the ball. It's still Lewis Orford. Gives it to Akpata. We know he can strike it. Still Akpata. Ajala thought about taking off his feet. And Clayton can't quite get there quick enough to be able to keep the ball in play. And it goes out for a goal kick. A little bit of hesitation there perhaps between Akpata and Josh Ajala. Clayton frustratingly throws the ball to Harry Evans between the sticks for the Rams. 2-1 to the home side. The fact that Derby have scored at home is a bit of a shock. The fact that West Ham took the lead and within 2 minutes Derby County scored twice. There's been another goal. Middlesbrough have broken the deadlock against Tottenham. It's Tottenham 0, Middlesbrough 1. And Tottenham seem to be having a miserable time everywhere at the minute. Evans plays the ball up high. It was put down by Oguntola, the goal scorer. Here is Mintus now. Well cut away by Regan Clayton, but it's out for a throw for Derby, just inside the West Ham half. 2 minutes to go to the break here. And whilst we wait for the throw, I think let's give you another quiz question, shall we, for half time, so you can start thinking about it at half time. I'll give you the answer at the start of the second half. But on the 17th of April, I'm not too sure what year, actually. I think it must be 2001 or something like that. I'll find out for you. West Ham beat Derby 5-1 at Upton Park in the Premier League. I'll get the year for you, and then you can tell me who scored the goals. Medine comes in. It takes a deflection, goes out of play. And it's a corner now, right at the end of the first half. What a beautiful ball through that was. Corner now for West Ham. Can they get level? Just before the break, it comes in. A little bit of confusion. It falls back to Ajala, who gets a shot in it. Goes into a Derby body, and a referee has called up. Right, let me get that year for you. There we go. So the 17th of April, 1999 is what I was trying to get at. So the 17th of April, everybody, 1999. West Ham beat Derby 5-1 at Upton Park in the Premier League. Who scored the goals? I can tell you for West Ham there were 5 different goal scorers. And a bonus point if you can guess the Derby County goal scorer. That's the 17th of April, 1999. West Ham beat Derby 5-1 at Upton Park in the Premier League. Who scored the goals? It's Ryan Battram hooking the ball up, the 2-goal hitman this season. Now it's pushed over to the left side with Cameron Wilson, who's dispossessed by Battram. Goes back to Worcester in goal. We're into added time at the end of the first half, and it's one I think we can safely say has caught us all by surprise. Derby County coming into this game rock bottom of the table, hadn't scored a league goal at home all season. And then when Josh Landers put the Hammers 1-0 up, I thought they might go on and start adding to the goal tally. As it is, though, Derby County responded so well. First of all, a wonderful strike from Israel Green from just outside the D. And then Justin Oguntola a minute and a half later with the header into the back of the net to make it 2-1 to Derby County. A long way to go in this game, though. West Ham will still be confident that they can get back into it and still get the win. West Ham unbeaten in 5 in all competitions. It's back-to-back league wins, 3 straight wins in all competitions. They will not want a blotch on the mark here, especially with that National League Cup final a week and a half away against Boreham Wood. Tuesday the 17th of March up at Meadow Park, the National League Cup final. West Ham looking to emulate Leeds under-21s, who took the inaugural crown last season by beating Sutton United. And West Ham looking to become the second academy side to win that particular piece of silverware in only the second season of the competition. Here's Orford now. Back to Akpata. Orford once again. Apologies, it was Fearon. Here is Brown. Lewis Brown over to the left side this time. Here's Orford again. They've been dispossessed here, and Oguntola charging forward. Look at Wilson trying to charge through to number 11. There he is, it just strayed offside. Couldn't quite check his run in time. And West Ham want to get things going quickly. Referee, blow up any second now. Offer hooks it out of play over the stand there. Into the road over the other side. And it's a throw for West Ham. Halfway inside just inside the Derby County half. Time almost up here. Maybe time for one last attack. Orford comes short. A bit of miscontrol there. Gives Derby a bit of a get out of jail free card there. No nonsense defending from the Rams. Oh, Worcester's well off his line. The goal scorer Israel Green just turning his body away from the ball. Just caught Regan Clayton out. Here is Casey Gill. Dispossessed. West Ham feeding it through to Ajala. Here is Josh Ajala. There's a time for a bit of magic. It's right now. Free kick. Surely the last chance of the first half for West Ham to go in level at the break. Thank you to all of you for tuning in as well. 837 of you watching live right now with us here on the West Ham United YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please hit that like button and that subscribe button. You can watch the under-21s in action next Friday the 13th. Let's hope that's not an omen. At home against Reading, 7 o'clock kickoff. Another game under the lights on a Friday night. Free kick for West Ham. Surely the last bit of play at the end of this first half. Can the Hammers get themselves level? It's drilled in low. Then picked back up again. Goes back to Medine. It goes all the way back to Tom Worcester. 4 minutes played here. We did have a bit of a stoppage because Golan Beckis was down on the ground for 3 or 4 minutes. And here is Oguntola, who's causing all sorts of headaches. I think he tried to feed it through to Wilson, and they weren't quite on the same wavelength there. And the ball goes all the way back to the Derby defensive line. Here's Robinson. It goes to Evans, and Derby will be delighted with their opening half's play here. Just looking to see it out. The referee's assistant's flag has gone up over on the far side. And that is that at the break. Well, the scoreline that will probably shock quite a few teams up and down Premier League 2 right now. It all started so well for West Ham United though. Lewis Orford on the right side, getting the ball into the box, straight into the path of Josh Landers, who fired home for his 6th league goal of the season. But then a spell of 2 goals in 2 minutes for Derby County have turned this game on its head. Israel Green with a wonderful strike from just outside the D, and Justin Oguntola with the header to make it Derby County 2, West Ham United 1 at the break. Don't go too far, everybody. We're back, of course, for the second half. Don't forget that quiz question as well. It's purely just for fun. But on the 17th of April 1999, West Ham beat Derby 5-1 at Upton Park in the Premier League. Who scored the goals? I'll give you the answer at the start of the second half. More action coming up. Hammers can still claim the win here, but there's a lot of work to do in the second half. At half-time, it's Derby County 2, West Ham United 1. Don't go far. Well, welcome back, everybody. Second half, too far away from getting underway here in Matlock. It's been a bit of a disappointing opening 45 minutes really for West Ham. Work to do in the second half, and as you can see, they have been sent out early. So, what can we expect from the second set of 45 minutes? In the grand scheme of the season, the result is perhaps not the most critical thing. The important thing for West Ham is that they finish in the top 16. to ensure that they make the end of season elimination playoffs and the Premier League International Cup. Even defeat tonight, I don't think they're really in danger of missing out. It's more about keeping momentum going ahead of the game against Reading next week, and then the following Tuesday in the National League Cup final. Derby, of course, started the day rock bottom of the table with just one win to their name all season. Before tonight, they hadn't even scored a league goal at home in the 2025-26 season. Right, before the break as well, I did ask you a quiz question. 17th of April 1999, West Ham beat Derby 5-1 at Upton Park in the Premier League. Who scored the goals? Well, I can tell you it was Paolo Di Canio in the 19th minute, Eyal Berkovic in the 28th, Ian Wright in the 55th, Neil Ruddock in the 64th, Trevor Sinclair in the 68th, and for Derby County, who remembers this man? Paolo Wanchop got a consolation in the 79th. Paolo Wanchop, that's a real blast from the past. Other scores across the rest of Premier League 2s are about to get back underway here. It's at the break, it was Aston Villa 0, Manchester City 4, Birmingham 1, Manchester United 1, Brighton 2, Fulham 1, Ipswich 0, West Brom 1, Norwich 0, Arsenal 0. And I'm just having a quick look at a replay here. Oh, the barge there by Oguntola. To watch himself there. It was, yes, where was I? Norwich 0, Arsenal 0. I was actually looking at the scores, so I missed that. Thank goodness I've got replays up here as well. Nottingham Forest 0, Southampton 1. That's quite a big result for West Ham because they could go above the Saints if they can pull it back. West Ham win this and Nottingham Forest get something out of that game. And at the break, it was also Tottenham 0, Middlesbrough 1. They're the other scores across the rest of Premier League 2. There was an early kick-off earlier today. It finished Blackburn 1, Crystal Palace 2. So here we go, second half action, and it really is about momentum. For Derby County, there's still a chance to finish inside the top 24, and if you do that, if you finish between 17th and 24th, you go into the category development 2, so the category 2 sides, there's an end of season playoffs. Finish 17th to 24th, it's a cross category playoff, the top 8 from the Pro Development League. So a minute in here. And Derby County with the ball over on the right side. If you're wondering where we are, we're in the town of Matlock in Derbyshire, at the Proctor Carr Stadium, the home of Northern Premier League East Division outfit Matlock Town, who are having a very good season indeed, currently third in the table, managed by former Leeds United and Middlesbrough midfielder Adam Clayton. Josh Landers trying to chase the ball down. You may remember in the first half, if you joined us, thank you for joining us, we do appreciate it. Josh Landers got things underway with his 6th league goal of the season, across from the right side from Lewis Orford. Landers in the right place, right time to fire it dead centre of the net. But then it was Israel Green with a wonderful strike from just outside the D, and adjusting Oguntola a minute and a half, 2 minutes or so after that. And it was a bit of a ram raid, a bit of a shock really for West Ham. And Derby lead 2-1. It's Lewis Brown there, finding his name in the book for the challenge on Cameron Wilson. Cameron Wilson's been very lively throughout the course of this evening's proceedings. Scottish forward, former Aberdeen man. And it's going to be Luke Banks to get us back underway with the free kick. Trying to switch it over onto the far side. Jethro Medine chasing after it. It stays with the white shirts of Derby County. Holding possession well. They will be absolutely thrilled, will Derby County, with how things have proceeded. Danny May, the man in charge for the Rams this evening. Former Port Vale, Southend and Taunton Town midfielder in his playing days. Going on there between Mintis and Akpata, and Marley Mintis, the number 10, comes away the winner. 18-year-old Marley Mintis. It's quite a young Derby County side tonight. Been with the Rams since under 10s level. He was actually nominated for the Academy Player of the Year at Derby in the 23-24 season. And that was Akpata. Orford. Here's Josh Landers now. There's players free in the middle. Josh Ajala was waiting for it. I think it was Raymond Offer who got there first, though, for the Rams. And a bright start to the second half. The ball forward by Evans, the goalkeeper, straight into the path of Akpatu. Wasted no time. Josh Landers there trying to feed it through, but it was straight into the legs of a very grateful Raymond Offer, the number 4 for Derby County. But it's a corner now for the Hammers over on this left side. A good crowd inside the stadium tonight as well. Come to watch the action here in Derbyshire. Ball comes into the box. This is a good delivery and it's into the back of the net. And it's Landers who looks like he's the man who got his head to it. He wheels away in absolute delight. It's a double bubble for Josh Landers tonight. From the corner, a peach of a delivery. And Josh Landers charging in. I'm not sure if it came off him or a Derby head, but he was the one, the architect of it, going into the back of the net. And suddenly West Ham are level, 2-2 here. And it's the perfect start to the second half for West Ham. Exactly what Greg Lincoln will have wanted here. And the instructions from the dugout will be now, go push on and go and get the win. There's back-to-back league wins coming into this one. Hammers desperate to make it a trio of league victories. 3 wins in all competitions coming into tonight. That's why they were so shell-shocked by Derby biting back so quickly. It's another corner though for West Ham. They've stepped up a gear here. The pendulum has shifted towards the Hammers. Jala comes short. If you are just tuning in, I'll run you back through the lineups very shortly. I don't think we've had any changes at the break. I've not been notified of any, but let's do this corner first. West Ham's second coming from the corner. Josh Landers' 7th league goal of the season to his name now. Scored in the first half, level things up in the second. 2-2. Only had 6 minutes of the second half. We've got a bit of tussling going on in the box. Referee's happy now the corner can be taken. Look at Lewis Brown working his way round. Landers having his shirt tugged a little bit. The ball is loose in the box. Charging in was Regan Clayton, and Harry Evans, the goalkeeper for Derby, got himself all tangled up there. Clayton charging in. Let's have a look at Evans, the Derby County goalkeeper, as the ball comes in. He just can't quite, he did get something on it, but he almost put it back right into the danger zone, and Clayton come charging in, trying to hook it towards goal, but under too much pressure puts it out. Oh, hard in mouth moment. I think we're in for an intense, fiery second half here. Here is Clayton, nominated for the Premier League 2 Player of the Month for October. Alford goes back to Brown. So Derby County, I don't think they've had any changes at the break either, so they look like this. Evans in goal, and Corrie, Robinson, Offer, Banks, Crawler, Green, Gill, Oguntola, Mintus and Wilson. For West Ham, it's Worcester in goal. Medine, Brown, Akpata, Batcham, Dolan Beckis, Fearon, Orford, Landers, Jala and Clayton. There is Dolan Beckis trying to feed the ball forward, but it's straight to a white shirt. It's Akpata, Fearon's over to Clayton over on the left side. Can he get there first and keep it in? Can't quite see from the cluster of spectators down on that left side. It looks like it's gone out of play. I was also interested to learn, I've got another quiz question for you. In my research about Derby County and the county of Derbyshire, I was very interested to learn, as the ball's been picked up by Ajala. Now it's with Orford, put back into the path of Fearon. Now it's over on the right side with Medine, who plays it into the box. There's too many bodies in the way for now. It's hooked back into a dangerous area, headed into the box by Clayton, and it's going to be seen out of play by Raymond Offer. Well, Derby County, of course, they play in the Championship. There is only one other club in the county of Derbyshire in the Football League. Did you know that? That's your next quiz question. Who is the only other club playing in the Football League in Derbyshire other than Derby County? There's only 2 of them in total. Derby County's 1. Who is the other? It's just for fun. Have a little guess. Shout it out wherever you are. If you're at work, if you're on the bus, if you're on the train, you're on a plane, you're at home in your living room, just shout out the answer. If you shout it really loud and you're in Derbyshire, I might even hear you. Here's Clayton now, full of energy and vigour in this game. Oh, a bit of a slip there. Tola charging after it, but Tom Worcester read the danger. It was Lewis Brown with the slip. Here's Corrie back to Offer. He's had to do a little bit of last gasp defending of late, has Raymond Offer, the 18-year-old. It's 6 foot 5 inches, the man on the ball now, as he goes back to Harry Evans. A slight bobble in the pitch here. Home in Matlock Town. Good non-league ground here. He's only been at the club for a couple of months as Raymond Offer. He's just joined from Shelbourne. He's actually on the bench for Shelbourne's Champions League qualifiers. He's experienced a couple of high-profile games, albeit from the bench. Here's Battram now. Ryan Battram. It's away by Derby County. Brown picks it up again, and suddenly it's all West Ham in this second half. Colin Beckis now. Middlesbrough have doubled their lead against Tottenham. Tottenham 0, Middlesbrough 2. Here's Josh Ajala just running into a wall of white shirts, and Derby County might have an opportunity to break now. They'll just work their way ever so slowly into the West Ham half. Clayton picks it up under pressure from with Orford teaming up to win the ball back. Colin Beckis to Akpata. Well, Derby have now conceded 16 in their last 6. The ball comes into the box and it's going to go out for a corner on the left side where the goal came from. Josh Landers with a brace tonight, who will be absolutely delighted. It had been a while since he'd scored in the league. The Scottish forward joined the club from Hibs in June 2025. He was actually 14 when he's made his debut for Hibernians under 18s. Also made his senior debut for Hibs in the Scottish League Cup semi-final against Aberdeen in 2023. Showing his promise here this evening. 7 league goals to his name now for Josh Landers. Forward a hammers, it comes in, it's straight into the arms though of Harry Evans. The pendulum of momentum has certainly shifted back to West Ham in this second half. Momentum in the Midlands is the name of the game. Like I said, a top 16 finish is pretty much all but assured really for West Ham, with games running out. They could have had the potential to go up to 6th tonight with a win, although they needed Manchester City to lose against Aston Villa and Southampton to lose against Nottingham Forest. And right now Manchester City are 4-0 up away at Aston Villa and Southampton are 1-0 up away at Nottingham Forest. So if it stays, if they do manage to go on and get the win, they will move. They will stay 8th. From looking at the live table, so let's see if I can get to the live table. Yeah, they're still 8th in the table, West Ham right now. Trying to be shielded out there. I think it's Luca Crolla over there. He's on a yellow card as well from the first half. He'll have to watch himself. Orford, do have a Derby County player down. I think it's Tola, the goal scorer from the first half. He's back on his feet now. A wicked bobble on the pitch as the ball's played over to the left side to Regan Clayton by Akpata. Now Akpata goes back to Brown. Here's Orford. Orford no way through on the left, so maybe the option could be the right. And Wolford decides to go for the long ball over to Clayton on the left side. He's been really impressive, Regan Clayton, in this game. Going toe-to-toe there with Sean Corrie. And he wins the corner again from what appears to be that favoured left side for West Ham. Well, the home game has been a long time coming for Derby as well. This is the first home game since the 30th of January for the Rams, and they drew 0-0 with Nottingham Forest here. This is West Ham's 8th away game in the league. Picked up 9 points before this, scored 14, conceded 17. Former Rush Green has certainly been better this season, that's no surprise. Still been picking up points on the road, have West Ham. In fact, picked up the victory last time out at the LNER Community Stadium, the home of York City, and they won 3-1 against Leeds United. A bit of head tennis going on in the Derby box. Finally, the white shirts of the Rams managed to clear themselves away, and there might have been an opportunity to break. Wilson feeding it over to the left-hand side. Casey Gill, if that ball had got through to number 8 for Derby, Casey Gill, he would have been away, and it would have been a one-on-one situation with Worcester. As it was, West Ham managed to deal with the danger effectively. Just a 17-year-old Casey Gill wearing the number 8 tonight for the Rams. He joined Derby from AS Plant Youth in Mansfield at pre-academy stage. He's got an older brother, Tristan Gill, plays for the under-21s for Derby County. That's Green, the goal scorer. A lovely thunderous strike in that first half after Josh Landers had put West Ham 1-0 up. Green firing back for the Rams to make it 1-1. And Oguntola, a minute and a half, 2 minutes or so after that, giving Derby County a shock 2-1 lead. They haven't managed to hold on to it. Josh Landers with the goal, getting his head to the corner. And it looks like we are going to have a change. And it is Dan Cummings is coming on. Dan Cummings, the big Scottish centre forward. It's Colin Beckis who is going off. Good to see Colin Beckis back again. He's had a bit of time on the sidelines. But Dan Cummings is going to come on. So it's a defender for a striker really here. Dan Cummings joined West Ham from Celtic. Scored 29 in 37 for Celtic B last season. He certainly knows where the back of the net is. He scored in the 3-0 win over Crystal Palace. He scored the winner against Anderlecht in the 1-0 victory in the Premier League International Cup. And now West Ham charging. They've got bodies forward here. Akpata picking it up on the left side. Here is Tyrone Akpata. Back it goes to Brown. Lewis Brown takes a slight knock off a Derby player as it pumped up high. Fearon going toe-to-toe. Oh, he does really well to nip the ball away, Preston Fearon. Akpata again on the left side. Dan coming straight into the action. Akpata goes down under the challenge. I'm a big fan of Tyrone Akpata. Really, really am. Not just because of that goal he scored against Norwich City, but I just think he's such a lively player. Always wears his heart on his sleeve, Tyrone Akpata. He's just 19 years of age as well. 21 appearances for the under-18s as they won the under-18 Premier South and the FA Youth Cup. And now it's a free kick in a very dangerous position. The spectators just have to slightly block our view, but we're happy to have them inside the ground this evening. Ball comes all the way through. Batcham can't quite get onto it, and it should be seen out of play by Derby for a goal kick. We've got 776 of you tuning in right now. Thank you so much, live here on the West Ham United YouTube channel. And Harry Evans has gone down here, and we're going to have another pause in play, which actually leads me in to let you know what we've got coming up for West Ham. All of the West Ham United teams, the men in action at home against Brentford. You see men's senior side in the FA Cup. That's this Monday, the 9th of March. That's a 7:30 kickoff. The West Ham United women are next in action on Wednesday, the 18th of March, 7:15 kickoff as they host Manchester United in the WSL. The under-21s next in action. If you enjoyed tonight, you can watch the under-21s in action next Friday. That's Friday the 13th, spooky 7 o'clock kickoff at home against Reading. And the under-18s next in action away at Fulham in the under-18 Premier South on Saturday the 14th of March. That's an 11 o'clock kickoff. I did ask you that other quiz question as well, and may as well give you the answer whilst we wait for the players to make their way back onto the pitch. There is only one other club in the county of Derbyshire in the Football League. Obviously, Derby are one. There's one other club. Who are they? If you said Chesterfield, you are absolutely correct. Well done. Congratulations. One more quiz question coming up for you, but we're only 64 minutes in, so I don't want to do it just yet. Looks like we've got changes coming up for Derby County as well. I saw a number 14 go up, and I think Cameron Wilson is going to come off maybe, and I think Niall McAndrew is going to come on. We'll find out in a minute. And as we can see, Harry Evans is back on his feet now, and we should be able to get back underway in the 65th minute here. Derby 2, West Ham United 2. And the Premier League 2 season is starting to draw to its conclusion. It's still Aston Villa 0, Manchester City 4, Birmingham 1, Manchester United 1, Brighton 2, Fulham 2. That's a good game as well. Ipswich 0, West Brom 1, Norwich 0, Arsenal 1, and Nottingham Forest 0, Southampton 2 now. They've doubled their lead. So it looks like West Ham, even if they do pick up the win, won't be moving up to 6th place tonight. Tottenham have pulled one back as well. It's Tottenham 1, Middlesbrough 2. West Ham now looking to try and take advantage of the momentum that they've carried in this second half. Here's Preston Fearon now trying to work the ball forward. He's going to get there first. Knocks it back to Regan Clayton, who's dropped deep. Battram pushing it to Medine now on this right side. Looks like Derby haven't made that change yet. Here is Fearon. Preston Fearon trying to dink a clever little ball over the top. The referee might call up here, the foot judged to being a little bit high. Let's have another look at it. It's a clever little ball here, wasn't it, by Preston Fearon. I think he's at Orford charging in there. Free kick given against him. And we're back underway very shortly of Harry Evans. Oh, now are we going to have that change, it looks like now, yes. So Derby County making a change. And it is Niall McAndrew, the player who's going to be coming on. It does look like Cameron Wilson, the player, going off, but I will have that confirmed for you shortly. But Niall McAndrew on for Derby County. He's an 18-year-old. Likes a favourite position in the heart of midfield. He's been at Derby since under-9s. He got 11 goals and 6 assists in the 2023-24 season. He's been capped by Republic of Ireland at under-17 level as well. What impact can he make? Maybe an instant one. Because here he is now. McAndrew gets a shot away. First contribution is the game is to force Tom Worcester into a relatively comfortable save. Evans almost gets caught on the ball there. And Dan Cummings charging at you. You've got to be quick. Here's Fearon. Here is Cummings now. Ajala gets the shot away. It's into the body and out for a corner. Well, I sense there's more in this tonight. I don't think this is going to end 2-2 at all. And at the minute, this second half, all of the action is being camped in the Derby half. That shot from Niall McAndrew was the first real effort that Derby have had in this second half. Corner comes in. This can't be the Derby head, but it's going to be another opportunity for a delivery. Again, straight to a Derby County player, picked up by Regan Clayton, pushed over to the right side. Being attempted hook through. This time Orford decides to load up and have a go, but Derby County now picking up the ball might have an opportunity to break here. He's going to run all the way through, and Lewis Brown, I think his Akpat has done something. I didn't quite see what it was. I was following the ball as it made its way forward and through. Change of free kick take here. Raymond Offer 6'5" defender. Decides to play it short and a little bit wasteful there from Derby. Medine, the ball coming at him with some ferocity, can't quite get it under control. It's a throw for Derby halfway inside the West Ham half. This time it's Clayton who knocks it out of play. And it takes a moment. We saw that the header comes in from Oguntola, who scored with his head once tonight. It was from a slightly tighter angle this time. Couldn't really get enough on it to give Tom Worcester any particular nightmares there, and he's quite happy to watch it go out of play. I just wonder what else Greg Lincoln can do here. Here is Josh Landers now. He took off Golan Beckis and brought Cummings on. It showed a sign of attacking intent from the West Ham dugout here. They have been the better team in this second half, and it's been picked up by Fearon. He's trying to feed it through to Cummings. But Derby County got a vital block, and now it's whipped all the way through, and it is going to be a goal kick. A bit of frustration for West Ham in the final third here as we tick over 70 minutes. 20 to go here. It's Derby County 2, West Ham United 2. Bottom of the table at the start of the day, Derby County. And West Ham United looking to keep strong momentum going and looking to make it 3 straight league wins in a row. It would be 4 straight wins in all competitions if they can get the victory tonight. However, it will be, if it stays like this, it will be a 6th game unbeaten in all competitions for West Ham. Everything building up to that National League Cup final on Tuesday, March the 17th, where they take on Boreham Wood. Looking to end this season with silverware. And the important thing league-wise is to finish in the top 16 this season. If you do, you make the end-of-season elimination playoffs, and you also qualify for next season's Premier League International Cup. West Ham all but assured of that, really. Currently on the live table on 28 points. The team in 16th are currently Everton on 21. 20 match days in total will be played. Medine. And there's a lot of clubs in between West Ham and Everton, so it's highly unlikely, even if the Hammers don't pick up another point, highly unlikely they won't end the campaign inside the top 16, but we won't be negative because I'm pretty certain West Ham, with Reading up next as well, will be confident of picking up points and seeing out the regular season with strength. It's a good delivery into the box, but it's cleared away by Derby. Going to be another opportunity. And it falls to Regan Clayton, a little bit of space. Israel Green got the block on it. I think he might have had his foot caught purely by accident, and he's gone down clutching it. Israel Green with that wonderful goal. If you haven't seen it yet, well worth going back and checking it out. The number 7 for the Rams tonight. 17-year-old. Made his debut for the under-18s when he was just a 15-year-old lad. 72 minutes in here. Derby 2, West Ham 2. I've got another quiz question for you all as well. Whilst we wait for Harry Evans to take this, the goalkeeper for Derby, let's give it to you as well, because it's one that you're going to really have to think about as well. So, back in 1888. Yes, 1888. Do you remember it? I certainly don't. The Football League was founded. There were 12 clubs who were the founding members as well. Why is that relevant to this? Well, it's because Derby County were one of the founding members. Who were the other 11? So who were the other 11 founder members of the Football League in 1888? I know it's a hard question. Just have guesses. Just shout some team names out. I'll give you the answer as we get towards the 80th minute or so. Here's Fearon. Preston Fearon again. If you have just tuned in and joined us, thanks for joining us on Friday night. We really do appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the young West Ham players as well, and Derby County players. I'm sure we've got some Rams fans in the house tonight. Here's Brown. Bit of a drive back down the M1 tonight. Akpata with the ball into the box. It's not quite made it all the way through, and Fearon tries to get a shot away this time. Here is Ajalo. He's been cutting a bit of a frustrated figure, Ajala. But we know what he can do. 11 goals in all competitions to his name this season. He just needs to sniff. There's Josh Ajala, and of course he's celebrating two things actually today. Alongside Regan Clayton, he's also been nominated for the Premier League 2 Player of the Month for February, and he's just signed a new contract as well with West Ham, keeping him at the club until 2028. Looks like we've got a change coming up now for Derby County. So number 15 going on, that's Dantel Hodges. Hodges comes on to see out the last 15 minutes of this game for Derby. It's going to run out of play. And it comes to nothing. Dantel Hodges, he's been at Derby since the under-9s level. And it was Orford trying to hook his foot around it. It took a dangerous bounce, but out of play. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the game as well, everybody. 827 of you tuning in now. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, please do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. As we said, so much coming up for you. Next live game for the West Ham Academy. You can watch the under-21s in action next Friday at home against Reading. Similar as this, really, kicks off at 7 o'clock. It's a home game, so it'll be, I think it's going to probably be at Rush Green Stadium. And maybe there's a winner in this for either side. Derby County started the day bottom of the table. That's the substitute Noel McAndrew. And here's Dan Cummings trying to feed it through to Landers, and it's going to run all the way through. Picked up again though by Medine over on this right hand side. Medine with a lovely ball into the box. Cummings gets up first, forces the save from Evans, but there was no venom on the ball, too high, and Evans comfortably takes it out of the air. Quick attacking play from West Ham. Derby been forced into a few errors here. West Ham really trying to make them pay. Evans comes off his line, does well under pressure there, gets the ball to the feet of Corrie quickly. 14 minutes to go here. 2-2. Can West Ham find a winner? Over it goes to Green. So yes, that quiz question, it's a crack at that, isn't it? Football League was founded in 1888. Who were the 12 founder members? Why is that question relevant? Well, Derby County are one of them. Who were the other 11? It's a hard one. So let me look at this. Let's see if I can give you some clues for these as well. I can tell you there are 4 teams. 4 teams from the Premier League, founder members of the Football League in 1888. So that's 4 teams. There is definitely 1 for the 2, 3, 4 from the Championship at least. I think it's 4, yeah, 4 from the Championship. We've got 1 from League 1, and I think 2 from League 2. There you go. There's your clues. Good luck. Shout out some team names. So if you're in the town of Matlock, I might be able to hear you. We are here at Matlock Town's home ground, known as the Proctor Cars Stadium. Going very well, 3rd in Northern Premier League East Division, Matlock Town. There's a free kick for Derby County in a dangerous position. Derby County, as I'm sure you all know, used to play at the baseball ground. Have you ever been to that one? It's been at Pride Park. Baseball ground was demolished between 2003 and 2004, but it actually started life as home to the Derby Baseball Club, who were 3-time British champions in 1895, 1897 and 1899. If that one ever comes up on a quiz machine for you, you're welcome. If you like your real ale, there's probably nowhere better to go in the UK than Derby. The guidebook's Lonely Planet described Derby as the best place to drink real ale in the world, not just in the UK but in the world. That is some claim indeed. Here is Preston Fearon. Orford now over to Brown. It's hit back down and it's Orford. We know to strike the ball. He might have got a little bit confused there with the pass. Green picks it up for Derby County. Holding onto the ball deep inside their own half. The foul has been given. And Derby had a chance to breathe a bit of a sigh of relief. This will be a really good result for Derby if they can hold on to this one. They've actually picked up a little bit of form of late. They've only won one game all season in the league. That 4-1 win away at Blackburn Rovers. Their form has picked up a little bit. They've picked up 4 league draws so far in 2026. Scored 19 goals, including the 2 tonight in the league this season. But do have the worst defensive record, having conceded 39 times. That's 2 worse than Burnley. It'll certainly be deemed a positive result, no doubt, for the Rams if it stays like this, but we still have 10 minutes to go to move into the 81st minute here. But West Ham picking up the ball again. Now it's pushed over to the right side. Comes into the box. It's still there. It's still not quite cleared, and it's whipped all the way through. Another moment for the Hammers to hammer home the advantage that they have at the minute. In the second half, they've been the better team, West Ham. Can't find a way through. The story of the game in the first half. West Ham actually took the lead despite some bright play from Derby. It was a ball from the right from Lewis Orford. Josh Landers in the box. It fell nicely for him and he blasted it dead centre of the net. That made it 1-0 to West Ham. And then we had a 3 or 4 minute moment of madness for the Hammers. Israel Green picking up the ball, working his way towards the edge of the D, firing off a scintillating shot that beat Worcester to make it 1-1. And then 2 minutes later, the ball into the box. Ogun Tola was there, rising highest of all to head home. And suddenly, Derby led 2-1 at the break. In the second half, the corner from the left side came in, and there was Josh Landers with his second of the game to head it home. 2-2. Ever since then, West Ham have looked the more likely to score, but Derby always pose a threat, as we've seen from those 2 quick-fire goals from the first half. Can't take anything for granted here. This is not over yet. West Ham desperate to keep that momentum going with the National League Cup final coming up. Akpata tries to drill a ball in. It's Orford who fires it high and over. He had a little bit of time as well. I think he'll be frustrated with himself. He's have 6 goals in all competitions this season, Lewis Orford. And I think even he will know he can do better than that. Lewis Orford, 19-year-old, joined West Ham from Upminster Park Rovers. He's had a loan spell at Stevenage this season as well, gaining some valuable senior experience. Well, other scores across the Premier League 2 tonight, and quite a few goals have been going in since our last look. It's still Aston Villa 0, Manchester City 4. All 4 of those goals for Manchester City coming in the first 30 minutes. It's Birmingham 1, Manchester United 1, Brighton 2, Fulham 4 now. Brighton led twice in that game, but Fulham have suddenly hit the gas pedal. It's Ipswich 0, West Bromwich Albion 2. They've doubled their lead. Norwich 1, Arsenal 2. Arsenal have just scored as well to retake the lead in that one. Nottingham Forest 0, Southampton 2. And it's Tottenham 1, Middlesbrough 3 now. A reminder, you can watch the under-21s in action next Friday live here on the West Ham United YouTube channel. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button to make sure you don't miss any of the action as West Ham go in search of silverware. Tuesday, the 17th of March, the National League Cup final, Bournemouth against West Ham United under-21s. That is going to be a special night indeed, up at Bournemouth's Meadow Park. And as it's the final, it'll have to be settled. Someone is going to lift the trophy that night. We've got 840 of you watching now as well. Really appreciate it. I hope we've got some of the familiar faces tuning in, the likes of Harry. I hope you're here, my friend Kiko. Hopefully you're watching. It'd be great to have you along. And I've got to drive down the M1 after this one, so I need some food ideas. I wonder what I could have for my dinner on the way home. Leicester Forest East Services is a really good service station. We've ever been. Anybody who's ever travelled up the M1, you will know what I'm talking about when I talk about Leicester Forest East Service Station. It has got everything. Except McDonald's, although, you know, other fast food chains are available. Here's Preston Fearon. Let's get back to the important business of the action on field as West Ham try and chase a winner here. It's Medine over on the right side. Is it going to be given as a corner? It is. Just over 5 minutes to go of the 90. As I said before, it's not a terrible result for either side. This West Ham will finish inside the top 16. Another point will only sort of add to cement their status, really. However, it has to be said, probably looked at this one thinking we should go and get the win. Derby started the day rock bottom of the Premier League 2. I'm sorry, Derby fans, for bringing it up, but facts are facts. Just one win to the name all season. And before tonight, the Rams hadn't scored a goal at home in the 2025-26 Premier League 2 season. It hasn't been all bad news at home though for Derby. They put 8 past Bristol City in the Cup competition a little bit earlier in the campaign. Good crowd of people inside the stadium here at the Proctor Carr Stadium, home of Matlock Town. It looks like we're going to see another change here. Number 10 of Marley Mintus is going off, and Ewan Griffiths is coming on for the Rams. 16 years of age is Ewan Griffiths. Joined from Manchester City at under 17s. He's a Stockport boy, born and bred. Of course, Stockport County was one of the answers to our quiz questions earlier. If you are just tuning in and missed all of the quiz questions, I'm really sorry about that. The ball comes into the box, it's thrown away. The first one today I gave you was there are only 4 sides in England's top 4 tiers that end with county. Of course, Derby are one of those. Who are the others? More on that in a minute, because the ball comes into the box. It's picked up by Brown. Here is Clayton trying to work into a bit of space, see if he can get a delivery. Not had a bad game, Regan Clayton. Regan Tola heads it a little bit further clear. The ball is going to turn back to the Rams. Yeah, the answer to that first quiz question was, of course, 4 teams end with county in England's top 4 tiers. Derby County, of course, won. Newport County, Notts County and Stockport County, as we've just said. The second quiz question was this: on the 17th of April 1999, West Ham beat Derby 5-1 at Upton Park in the Premier League. Who scored the goals? They were for West Ham Paolo Di Canio in the 19th, Eyal Berkovic in the 28th, Ian Wright in the 55th, Neil Ruddock in the 64th, Trevor Sinclair in the 68th, and for Derby County, Paolo Wanchop got the consolation in the 79th. The third quiz question was Derby County, of course, in the county of Derbyshire. There's only one other team that plays in the Football League in Derbyshire. So Derby are one, there's just one other team in the Football League in the county of Derbyshire. Who is it? And it was Chesterfield. And quiz question number 4 is this. I haven't given the answers yet, so let me do it once this attack comes to an end. Pushed over to the left-hand side. Here is Green, goal scorer from the first half for Derby. Back it goes to, it's the substitute, Griffiths. Now it's pushed back to the left side again with Green. Nice little bit of skill trying to get the ball into the box, and Ajala gives it straight back to Worcester. It must have just trickled out of play. So, Derby County are one of the 12 founder members of the Football League in 1888. Who are the others? The other 11, they are Accrington Stanley, Aston Villa, Blackburn, Bolton, Burnley, Everton, Notts County, Preston, Stoke, West Brom and Wolves. So that's Accrington Stanley, Aston Villa, Blackburn, Bolton, Burnley, Everton, Notts County, Preston, Stoke, West Brom and Wolves. Congratulations if you got any of those right, which I'm sure you did. Corrie trying to whip the ball into the box. Suddenly it falls very kindly for Griffiths, who tries to unload. Takes a slight block off a West Ham player to take all the venom off it, and the Hammers can clear, but it just goes to show there is a sting in the Rams' tail here. Do Rams have tails? I think they do. Here's McAndrew. Anyway, back to the important thing again. I'm just looking at the Derby County logo. I don't think it does have a tail. Surely a ram has a tail. Surely the animal ram has a tail. Oh, it's a lovely ball into the box. It's fired into the back of the net, and would you believe it? Suddenly, Derby County, and it's that man again, Justin Oguntola, who scored in the first half, and he might have just handed all 3 points to Derby County. It could just be a second win of the season and a first home win of the campaign for the Rams. And they've looked dangerous over the last 5 or 6 minutes. The number 9, Justin Oguntola, his second goal of the night, completely unmarked, blasts it past Worcester, and it could be a shock defeat for West Ham tonight. Well, well, well. As we are in the 90th minute, Derby County take the lead. Rams fans, you must be absolutely thrilled with this. Coming into tonight, you hadn't scored a goal at home in the Premier League 2. You hadn't won a game at home in Premier League 2. Well, tonight you've scored 3, and if it stays like this, you'll pick up 3 points. West Ham United, it has to be said, have just looked a little bit off it tonight at times. Still a lot to look forward to though for West Ham this season. There's big moments still to come in the campaign. The elimination playoffs and of course the National League Cup final. It looks like we're going to have a change though, and I think Gabriel Kaliste is going to come on to see this game out for West Ham United. See if he can make a quick impact. The Mauritius international has been on the score sheet this season. Won the Under-18 Premier League Cup with the Hammers as well. Just got to wait before he's allowed to come on the pitch. But West Ham are calling on a full international here. It is international debut for Mauritius against India. And who is it who's going to come off? It's Akpata making his way off. So Kalista comes on for the final few minutes here. I didn't see the fourth official's board on how long we're going to have added on. It's not quite been the night that West Ham were hoping for. But it's not over yet. Corrie. Brown dispossessed by McAndrew, who gets the ball in, and that is surely it now. That is quite remarkable from the Rams. McAndrew, who's looked so dangerous since coming on in this second half. Well, let's have another look at it. Here's Corrie's just feeding it down, and it was Brown who loses out here. Picked up by McAndrew, and that is absolutely pinpoint from Niall McAndrew. And Derby County are going to win only their second league game of the season. They're going to pick up their first 3 points at home. Well, for West Ham United though, it is a bit of a disappointment. It's going to be a first defeat since that 5-0 loss away at Fulham. And with Southampton and Manchester City both winning, the top 6 is drifting further and further away. Stay on 27 points. They actually still do stay in 8th place, West Ham, in the table. And as we said, the important thing is to finish in the top 16. But this is a surprise result. When Derby do win, and it's a very rare occasion in the league, they do win big. They put 4 past Blackburn in that 4-1 win, and they've scored 4 again tonight. And I've said it a lot, but it is quite a remarkable stat that before tonight, Derby hadn't even scored a home goal in Premier League 2 this season. Tonight, they've managed 4. Maybe, just maybe, there's a chance. Here's Kalisto just coming on as a substitute for Patter. Here's Brown now. Brown with the ball straight into the box. Evans will greatly receive that, and another 30 seconds or so will just while away here as we wait for the referee to blow the whistle. Brown wins the head. Batram hooks it forward. But it started so well for West Ham when Josh Landers gave the Hammers the lead in the first half. And then a spell of 2 goals in 2.5, 3 minutes for Derby really turned this game on its head. First it was Green, then it was Oguntola. West Ham was so good in the second half as well for such a long period. Close to the start of it, the corner came in. Josh Landers levelled things up at 2-2 from the corner. And then Oguntola with his second to make it 3-2. And then right at the death, even deeper at the death, Niall McAndrew with one of the best goals you're likely to see. Absolute pinpoint precision from McAndrew to make it 4-2. And the 3 points are going to be staying in Derbyshire tonight. Big challenges still face West Ham this season. A lot to be optimistic for. Don't let this get you down at all. And here's Fearon. Still the end of season playoffs to come. And the National League Cup final. This is still an outrageously talented team as Medine whips the ball into the box. Cumming tries to get there, hooked away. And maybe there is a third in this for West Ham. Goal difference could play a big part in the finishing position come the end of the season, but just so long as you're in the top 16, that's all that really, really matters. The higher you finish though, the easier your first playoff game should be at least as well. Kristen Fearon. Again, he's tried so much tonight. He's got such good footwork. You can just see his ability. And Orford pushing it through. Medine. And it goes out of play. And that might just be about that. In Derby County, they know it as well. And that is it. And look at what it means to the Derby County players. It's just a second league win of the season. More importantly for the Rams, they lift themselves off the bottom of the table. It is disappointment for West Ham United, but don't be too downhearted. There's some big challenges still to come. It's Reading next week in Premier League 2, and then Tuesday the 17th of March against Boreham Wood in that National League Cup final. But the night belongs to the Rams. Before tonight, they hadn't scored a home goal in Premier League 2. Tonight they've scored 4, picked up the 3 points, and got a second league win of this season. Thank you to all of you for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. I've been your commentator, Ian Wardhouse. I really hope I'll see you next Friday as the under-21s take on Reading at home. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff. Make sure you tune in here live on the West Ham United YouTube channel. But here at Matlock Town's ground, it's finished Derby County 4, West Ham United 2. Enjoy your weekend, everybody.